Heyo! Ah, God, it's been so long since I did a Friday with Dannphan. It's been a weird last few months in general. Well, first of all, I was gone for like 2 weeks on surprise vacation. Didn't know I was going on a vacation. Adam just shows up and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to Cape May?" It's like, okay, I guess I could use a break. It's especially weird around this time of year because the election's happening and everyone's talking about that and everyone's getting all stressed and tensions are high. So it did feel good to be on a break, but being on a break away from YouTube does not do a good thing for your YouTube channel. And now I'm having a little bit of trouble getting back in the groove of making videos, which I was already kind of having trouble with before. But now I guess it's like much worse because ever since I got back from vacation, I've been in the mood to write more, make more comics, and I got really inspired to make this one particular comic. That's the one that I was putting out the Twitter ad for an artist to join on. And when that comic comes out, so good, so good. I'm inspired to finish that comic. And then when I'm done with that comic, the next comic I want to do is the spin-off to that comic because I made this whole universe and I really liked it. And I want to do another comic within that universe, and then it'll be good, But I'll also feel bad because I know some of you will have to wait for Orgasm Girl 2. Sacrifice along the way. Now, I don't know if people will actually enjoy Oh Girl. It's definitely an experimental comic. Kind of more, issue 1 is kind of more of a prologue into like what you're getting into, that type of thing. And then issue 2, I wrote to be a little bit more jokey, a little bit more actually. But you get my drift. Hey, people are actually coming in. We started at like two people waiting for the live stream. Now here comes everyone. Everyone's all happy because they get to catch a live stream for once. Hey, what's up, people? It's been a while. It's been a while since my last live stream was the 50K one, right? Yeah. I was supposed to do these things weekly. I'm not being a good Dannphan right now. I really am not. But I don't know what's going on in your people's lives. Is there anything you would like me to discuss? I would be happy to talk about any topics that are on your guys' mind besides the election, because I hear about the election 24/7, as you do with any election year. It's just like once it starts getting to those last few months, everyone's just like, voting. I just want to take a break from that. So no questions about that, please. Rather just focus on entertainment, comics, cartoons that you guys like. Let's talk about stuff like that. Let's talk about single Christian girls and where they at. Does the lighting look any better, by the way? I mean, it never looks good, but does it look better? Maybe not. Maybe not. I actually got it on a stand, so it's actually like kind of pointing down at me, and I thought that would probably make it look a little bit better. I don't think the sound quality at all has improved. And let me tell you, I got 2 pop filters on this stupid microphone, and I swear I still hear clicking. I still hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I still hear it. Sound quality is okay. It's the video that sucks. Thanks. I got like the lights and bat lights, and At the end of the day, I'm recording in a basement, and it's just really, yeah, it's echoey, hardwood floors and terrible walls. I mean, these walls were actually made to reverb sound. It's echoey throughout the entire house. It's awful. I hate it. I don't know why they bought this house. But at the end of the day, I think the only way video quality will improve is if I just straight up move out. I really do think that's the only way. Because, you know, I think the sound is just bad because of how bad the echo is. I think the lighting is just bad because of how I'm in a basement and not a lot of light gets through here. It's you know, it's hard to compensate for. But, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? When do you think Oh Girl will go to print? Probably, if we are lucky, I would say next month. I don't know how long it'll take to print or take to ship, but assuming that it comes within that month, that's when I'll start with shipping out. So, something to keep in mind, guys. And should I be sharing the latest Oh Girl update? I made a post about it, but basically the idea is we finished all the inking. It's all inked up. That's the hard part, right? Now me and Sanity were actually splitting the work for the colors. Basically, I'm going to be doing the flats, and then Sanity comes in and is adding the shading and the lighting. You know. And so I don't think that'll take too long. I still have to do some lettering, too. I have not been lettering it quite yet, but I don't think that'll take particularly long. If I accidentally have a typo, I might blow my brains out, though. I'm going to be very, very vigilant to make sure I don't print with any typos, because, I mean, I can handle some rough art. Really, I can. But typos, it's just barbaric. It's a no-no. Fulfillment in December. Oh boy, haha. Yeah, right. Well, I don't think you'll get it by Christmas. I mean, I guess it depends where you are, but I seriously doubt you'll get it by Christmas. With all the shipping that goes on in that month. You're doing all of that on the iPad. I don't understand that question. Is that for somebody else? I had a typo in a published paper earlier. I was enraged. Man, I've been getting a lot of digital manga on Google Play, because I found out that Google Play doesn't take as big of a cut as Comixology does, so I've been getting all my comics on there for the most part. And there's this one place I've been getting manga from, this one company, publishing company, who does the digital first for a lot of their manga because it's easier. And I keep on finding typos. I just keep on I make posts. I made a Twitter post talking about the typos too. Maybe I can go back and find it so I can just show you. I mean, the one I showed wasn't actually that bad in comparison. It's like just the fact that it keeps on happening, that I keep on finding these typos in almost every book I get from them. There we go. Can you see? See my Twitter feed? Okay. Come on. It's one person doing the translating and I guess typing it in. It's the same person. Is it the? No, maybe they. I think they hire like people to translate it, and then they put the translation into scripts, and then I think it's somebody else who comes in and actually types it in. But come on, typos, barbaric. I can handle his ear falling off of his face. I can handle her French fry looking hands. I can't handle typos. That's a no. That's a no. But yeah, I keep on getting typos with the manga that I get from them. I don't know if that's a problem with the translator or a problem with the person actually doing the lettering, doing the word bubbles and everywhere. Hi, Dannphan. How are you? I hope you're doing great. I am. I'm doing pretty good. I could be doing better, but I'm doing pretty good. Somebody bumped the keyboard. Was it me? Oh, I'm Eddie Bros. Y'all Eddie. But yeah, I'm scared that books that I publish will have a typo that I just don't notice, because I have a little bit, just a itsy bit of like, I read fast, and because I read fast, my brain kind of just like connects the dots, so I don't always notice typos, especially with my own stuff. So most of the time I will notice it in other people's stuff, but for whatever, I guess because I'm more familiar with the content, I won't notice it in my own stuff, and that's scary, because I don't want to be a barbarian just having nonstop typos in my comics that I publish. So I'm scared that that'll happen, and then everyone will look at me as though I'm semi-illiterate. Yeah, my brain is probably the same way. Yeah, probably. If you do physical copies, would I find that? Because I would like to get more info on manga, and I have no clue where to get it. I don't know. I'm not sure if I understand the question, but I mean, there's a lot of places to get printed manga. I think there are better places to get digital manga specifically. And so far, I like Google Play, what they have going on with the digitals. But obviously, as with any place where you get digital comics, terrible organization. Absolutely awful. Basically, you won't find anything unless you're searching for it. It's not good to browse through. Same thing with Comixology, really. Comixology, it's not good to browse through. You'll have better luck just typing in the search bar what you want to find. But yeah, terrible. You think the Lord of the Rings series really will have nude scenes? It's very possible. It's very possible, because I feel like everyone who makes a medieval show these days, they want to be the next Game of Thrones, because they wanted to duplicate whatever success happened there. That's probably, with The Witcher, I felt like that's what they were going for. They were trying to like kind of, I don't know, be the next Game of Thrones. That's why they wanted to adapt that into a show. And I don't know if you guys like the Witcher show. I will say, I watched the first episode. Adam hated it with a burning passion, to the point where he was actually furious that I used his Netflix account to watch it, because he was like, now it's going to be recommended to me. He was mad I didn't pirate it. Anyway. Better to just respect the lore. Always better. Yes, definitely. Oh, thank you for the $2 super chat, Dr. DJ Robotnik. Have you heard about the Rooster Teeth hoopla? Oh yeah. You see, I've been out of the little hoop or circle or whatever is going down in Rooster Teeth. I used to watch their stuff. I tried to get into Ruby, couldn't do it. But I do know some people who have enjoyed Ruby. And yeah, who was the guy who got caught? They catfished him or something, and there was video. Yeah. Apparently he's been fired. Adam Kovic, of course it's another Adam after I just got done talking about my boyfriend Adam. Yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. Both cheated on their wives. Yeah, I mean, Rooster Teeth is basically a sinking ship from what I understand. It's like it's all the people who were responsible for putting Rooster Teeth together are basically out, and then what you have is like the corporates who are just trying to use it as like a cartoon making platform, something easy that they can make money off of by helping produce the YouTube series. And yeah, it's gotten a lot of bad PR lately. I keep on seeing it in like the media news, and but I don't know that much about it. I've only heard what other people are saying. I haven't seen the video per se, nor do I really want to. Wasn't Death Battles part of Rooster Teeth? Yeah, I think Screw Attack was like a branch of Rooster Teeth. I think they were all like interconnected to some extent. But yeah, I stopped watching Death Battles a long time ago. I feel like it's really funny to do the death battles because no matter who you decide to pick to win the battle, the other fandom is just going to be pissed. Sometimes they're both in agreement on who should win, which is interesting. You know, when a fandom can admit, yeah, this character wouldn't win. It's like not even close. So why did you even match these two up? You know, but they had some weird matchups that like ticked me off. It's like, why would I ever want to watch these two fight? It's like they did Raven and a My Little Pony character at one point. It's like, what are you doing? Why would I want to watch that? I don't get it. But then again, I mean, they probably wanted to bring in the bronies or whatever fandoms. They probably pick death battles based on whatever fandoms they want to attract. You know? That's what I figure. But there are other death battle YouTube channels where what they do is they decide on a winner outright. And then they do an alternative ending where the other person wins. So the idea is no matter what, both fandoms are satisfied because they get to see their character win. And it's actually more interesting that way because then the writers come up with different scenarios in which the other character would win, and you get to see that. What is the YouTube channel that would do that? I'm probably subscribed to them, but I don't think they've uploaded in years. Bat in the Sun, that's it. Bat in the Sun, that's the one I'm thinking of. And they do real live action actors and like do a whole production on that too. So those are cool. I think those are pretty cool. But, you know. It's just weird with Screw Attack because they do research, right? But really, it's other people who do research for them. They have no idea what they're talking about. And the people doing the research for them sometimes can be a little bit biased or give like a misunderstood explanation of what they're trying to convey. Debunk videos are more entertaining than the actual death battle. Right. Yeah. But, Rooster Teeth is not the same Rooster Teeth as it was in the early YouTube days. It's unfortunate, but look on the bright side. Other YouTube channels will rise up and maybe some of them will be good. You don't have to always stick with the same YouTube channel just because of the name, just because they still have the same name doesn't mean that they're still producing the same content that you like. That type of stuff. And you should stick around for the content more than the name. It's like when they reboot a TV show. It's not the same TV show. It sucks. They ruined it. And all the writing is trash. Brought in all these people who started injecting their own personal problems into it. But you don't stick around for the reboot just because it's named the same thing as the original thing that you loved. And that's just kind of how I've felt with most of these YouTube channels who have just sold out to becoming businesses and corporate rule decisions on how they handle everything. Everything becomes formulaic and boring. I kind of felt the same way about Smosh. I mean, Smosh was funny when it was just two guys making skits and being goofy. And then there was this whole team involved. And the skits were basically the same jokes and but old YouTube, that's a whole discussion. Anyway, so comic reviews. That's mostly what I've been doing lately because there hasn't been that much going on in the news, at least not much that I really felt like talking about. I should have done a Dannphan's advice video or some other video. I have a list of videos that I'm supposed to do at some point, but sometimes it's just hard to get motivated, and it's a little bit easier to do a review video than it would be to do a video talking about a certain topic and all these different things that are connected to that certain topic. And also videos that I do on articles or talking about certain news, those are easy as well. But like I said, not that much has really been happening. So I've mostly just been doing reviews. And I know that I'm not going to necessarily rake in the views with reviews because my comic reviews have always gotten shit views. They've always been down there. I mean, I guess my recent videos haven't been that bad, but they're usually down there in the views whenever I do comic reviews. These live shows are good too. I'm glad. I usually do these live shows just to kind of talk about what's going on with the channel or talk about certain topics that you guys are interested in. But I basically just dive into these things, and sometimes I'm worried that I might be too boring. But I do have more reviews coming up. For those of you who've seen my post, Udon sent me some goodies. Hey. And a lot of you were mentioning, hey, didn't know that Dragon Crown had a manga series. It does. And I got finished reading it yesterday. Yeah, last night I got finished reading it. And I did a review that I'll probably be uploading Monday. So you kind of just can see what I thought about that. They sent me a bunch of stuff. It's Nobu. I've seen Nobu flying around here. From what I understand, it's just a book about food. It's like a time traveling bar and food. So I don't know what the appeal is there, but I'll figure it out. And what a lot of you, I'm sure, are excited about seeing the review, Extravaganza. Some people didn't see the title in the post, but it's Extravaganza, the Queen in the Iron Mask. I've heard really good things about this. It's a thick boy. This is thick. And it's uncensored. See? For mature readers. I'm going to see some nipple. Anyway. I'm excited about that, huh? I'll want to read this. It sounds like a really interesting plot. The art looks good, and it's a thick boy, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. Yeah. Thick. All in the comments. You know it. You know it. And they also sent me this, which was a surprise. I did not know I was getting this. It's the Street Fighter swimsuit special. And it's like just a bunch of art pages of the Street Fighter characters in swimsuits. It's very nice. I appreciate it. Read it out loud. Pressure. But yeah, so you have that to look forward to. Reviews of all those things. At some point, I was going to review Bigfoot Bill. Where did I? Oh, that's still in the box over there, isn't it? Okay, so I'll get to reviewing that too. But it's a lot of reading that I have to do. And I'm going to be honest, most of the reading I've been doing have just been like these digital mangas that I've been buying on Google Play, which are mostly shoujo. I don't know if you noticed that when I suddenly reviewed a shoujo out of nowhere. Can you send me this fighter swimsuit? No, it's all mine. You have to buy it yourself. Do you own the guitar? Do you have to play the guitar behind you? Yes. There's actually two guitars. There's the S one, and then there's the other one. That's actually my first guitar. It's the orange, black, electric. It's my first one. I got it for Christmas. Yay. And yeah, I can play them. I'm not very good. I'll be honest, I'm not very good, and I also haven't played for a while, but I can play. I understand how to play, and I can do that. Street Fighter swimsuit model edition is like one of the most random things ever. It's really nice art, though. It looks really nice, and I like seeing all the different artists. Some of them didn't sign their name at like you know how usually artists hide their signature in there. Either some of them didn't sign their name, or the signature is really hidden in there and I can't find it. But I'd like to look up some of these artists and see what other stuff that they've done, because I mean, they're really good. It's like really good. They'd be really good posters too, and I'm sure they'll sell some of the art in there separately, because I'm sure fans would love to plaster it on their walls. Last Christmas I gave you my heart. Aw, but the very next day you gave it away. Breath baby? I don't know what's going on here. What happened to the chat? It sounds like I should get it for art purposes. Yeah, I mean, I've actually been looking for more art books to kind of help me improve my own style I got going on here. For now, I'm taking a little bit of a break just for my hand, just for that purposes. While I'm taking a break, I'm still writing though, so that kind of hurts my hand too. But once, vaccine's out and it seems to be safe, I'm planning on going to the doctor about my hand, seeing if I need surgery or whatever, seeing if I can get a I don't know, prescription for vitamins. What do they do for like arthritis and carpal tunnel? Sometimes they get like injections, sometimes it's surgery. Everything sounds bad, but I should probably do that if I ever want to draw my own comics. And some comics of mine, I don't mind not drawing because I know that it requires a style that I can't do. And that's fine, because I can just find someone else who matches that style and everything be good. But if it's something in a style that I can do, then I probably should draw it myself. Save some moolahs and do some practicing. I wear a hand brace at night. That seems to keep the carpal tunnel syndrome away from me. I do have a brace, and I was wearing it at night for a while, but sometimes it wouldn't really help. Are you sick? You look a bit reddish. It might just be the lighting. I mean, the lighting is really bad, as you can see. I'm in a basement. Lighting is never good down here. It's unfortunate. But yeah, it's just how my face looks. I don't know. Some people say that I always look like I'm crying whenever I do a live stream. It's like, man, I'm fine. I'm okay. The lighting is just bad. I don't know. It's like that saying, white as snow, red as blood. I guess I just have flushed cheeks, and because the lighting is so bad, it's bringing out my flushed cheeks, so I look red instead of white. You live in a basement? Hell yeah, I do. I didn't. Some people I know like it. That's interesting. It's interesting, I guess. I mean, I would try whatever the doctor prescribed to me. What is this chat? I don't know. I don't know. Everyone just gets crazy in the chat. This happens every single time. All right. So we'll move on. We talked about udon, talked about Rooster Teeth, even though I guess there's really not that much to talk about for Rooster Teeth. What's done is done. What kind of comics have you guys been reading, if any? If any at all? I've been thinking, I said at one point that I would be willing to check out some webcomics, but it's hard for me to really get into a lot of webcomics because a lot of them, they're just very, very ongoing and nothing really happens. And, they just keep on going. And eventually, even if I'm enjoying the webcomic, eventually I just forget to check up on the updates, or I just forget that they exist because I don't have time to always check for updates. It's so much easier if I can just read an entire story, and it's, like I've said a lot of times, I like it when issues are one story contained within an issue, and then you get to the next one, and, story continues, but it's its own little story. A little story within a bigger story type thing. I like those. I like episodics. But it's so difficult to remember that a webcomic even exists when you have to check for updates every week or month or whatever, and nothing happens when you get to the update. You just, like, one little thing happens, and then you gotta wait for the next update. But I would be willing to check out webcomics as contained story. I feel more comfortable reading and reviewing webcomics that have their own contained stories, because it's just difficult for me to stay interested or stay active reading a webcomic. It's like, man, I still have to catch up on One Piece. I completely forgot about that. I have stopped reading One Piece for the longest time. It's been almost 2 years now since I've read One Piece. What the heck? Just because I kept on getting, like, burnt out looking for updates. Oh, that's not even a webcomic. But it's like the same idea. Ooh. You know. Oh, I have a friend who is doing a webcomic. It's called Frivolesque, and he doesn't do the one panel update, but he does like the strips. So one strip per week. I think right now it's on hiatus though. And it started off slice of life, cute girls type stuff. Eventually led to action, led to romance and more serious stuff. But I haven't even finished that. I got like on page 182 and then stopped for a while. And I think there's 370 something pages altogether. So it's tough. It's really tough for me to stay focused. I'm like a little child. I really am. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Maverick. Have you read the Not Enough Rings webcomic? Let me check this out. Oh, is it Sonic? Or is it... Oh my gosh. That is a classic Sonic look. Let me share the screen so that you can actually see. This is what you're talking about? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Is this one of those comics that I should be saving for a Fan Fiction Friday? Is this like cringy? I mean, the art looks pretty good. I like the classic Sonic look. I do. And yeah, it's not bad. Yep. Something to save for a Fan Fiction Friday. I'll keep that in mind then. Oh my gosh, it was hard getting through Sonic Chew. And apparently it just gets like darker and darker as you go into the hole of Sonichu. But I didn't want to go in the hole. I wasn't brave enough to read further into Sonichu than I got. Get over with the Sonic. There's a Sonic webcomic in a style that isn't the Archie comics. Sign me up. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't know what's happening with IDW right now. They're just posting... Are they just posting Sonic comics digitally? I don't know. Have you gamed enough O-Girl fan art for a live stream? I guess I have. You know, I should do a post to see if I missed any fan art, because I feel like I might have. There's enough for fan art live stream. It would be like a short go through of the fan art, but there's enough. There's a handful. Yeah, I should do a post, and I should like list people who have sent in fan art. So just in case you forgot or I just never got it, you could send it in last minute and I could add it to the pool. That should be what I do. And at least you'll have like a week to get it together. But yeah, we can do a fan art live stream next week. If you are itching for a fan art live stream, I will do that. And we can just do the fan art live stream. And once it's done, we can just talk about whatever till the stream's done. Because I don't think it would take up a whole live stream, but you know, we can fill in the time. It's fine. Have you seen any new anime? Have I? I have, but I can't really remember. Yeah. What have I seen? I don't know, man. I feel like there's so much always happening. There's so much work that I do every day. not to humble brag. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that I need to get done every day. So it's hard to find time to like settle down and relax and watch anime. But when I do, I feel like I almost instantly forget that it even existed. Because immediately afterwards, I'm like, oh, that was good. And then I get back to work. I really liked Jabaku Shonen Hanako-kun. That was good. That was good. I don't know when the next volume of the manga comes out, though, because it's on like volume 13. And I looked everywhere to find out when the next volume was coming out, and I just couldn't find it. I couldn't. So maybe it'll come out next year. Maybe they're like delayed because of COVID or something, and maybe they couldn't post a date because they didn't actually know when it would come out. That's fair, you know. But yeah, I really, really hope to figure that out. What you doing for Halloween? Probably just staying here, handing out candy. I think my parents are going to like a mini party or something. Where would you like them to go in the next Sonic movie? I feel like a lot of people would want them to go back to Sonic's world. And I think that's kind of what they were hinting at the end of the movie, like the ending credits scene, that they were going to go off-world in the next movie. Because the first movie, they wanted to do more off-world stuff, but they just didn't have the funds for it. I mean, hopefully they have more funds for the second movie, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, it was a success. It was good enough to have a sequel. Got good reviews. I liked it, which means that it was the best thing ever. Tower of God is a pretty good newer anime. Isn't that a webtoon? They made an anime for Tower of God? Interesting. Interesting. Still keeping with One Piece? I wish. I'm 2 years behind, and now I'm too scared. I guess I should do the thing where I catch up with the anime and then pick up in the manga wherever the anime left off. Because maybe that'll be easier. Maybe it's just easier to skim through all the manga. I mean, really, it goes so slow. Maybe it would just be faster to speed read, you know? One Punch Series 2, can't wait me. One Punch. One Punch. I don't know what this stream has turned into. But, yes. Anyway, working on new comics, as I was saying before. I'll talk about that instead, because I don't think you guys know anything to talk about. I think you guys are just shitposting. Yeah, so I've got like 2 comic projects I'm currently focusing on. One of them will be really cool and will definitely be ripe for having a sequel or a spin-off, and I would love to do it, assuming that all goes well. And I think it will go well. I think it'll be a successful campaign. It'll be a graphic novel, so that'll be longer than the Old Girl campaign was. I think what I'll do is I'll fund it to be black and white, and then I'll make it a stretch goal to go hire a colorist to color it all up. That's my current plan, and I think that's fair enough, you know. I have some ideas on who I could hire to be a colorist on the book, and assuming that they are free, it'll look really good. And if you've seen the Twitter post, you would know that it's a cyberpunk book. Cyberpunk, woo! I guess in theme with the fact that Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out soon. And I would imagine that, assuming that game is very popular, and it already has been popular for the many, many years that they have been working on it. But assuming that people are jumping aboard the cyberpunk train, it would be probably a good idea to be launching the comic campaign with the cyberpunk, and me myself hopping onto the cyberpunk train. But yeah, I'll be really excited to show you guys what I have going on for that. Dannphan, does it discourage you to write comics knowing the direction the mainstream industry is going in? Not really, because I'm not really writing comics for the mainstream industry. I'm not getting money from the industry, the mainstream, the companies who are in the industry per se. I'm working for myself, so I have to depend on people buying my stuff or contributing to me for me to keep on making stories. And I love making stories. I love making characters, making universes. I love comics. I love animation. If I was not paid to do art, I would pay to do art. Like, if I were the richest person in the world, I wouldn't retire from making comics. I would blow all that money into making as much shit as I could, because it's genuinely all passion stuff. Cyberpunk art is hard for some people. I think I have trouble with mecha stuff, but some people really excel in it and do a great job, and the person I have on board is pretty good with the cyberpunk art. I'll definitely be showing you some art once we have some official stuff. Maybe a promo image would be cool, but I think some of the best stuff that I can show you is like concept art, because this guy, he's good. He's good. He's got some good concept art that he's been drawing up. And now my comic passion is destroying my bank account. Oh, I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, I should probably be focusing on making more money. And theoretically, right now it's difficult too because of the COVID. So it's actually better that I'm focusing on stuff that I can do at home. But I'm thinking next year I'll probably be looking into actually getting a side job, maybe a summer job, because it's tough trying to make money off of YouTube, especially. Oh my God, YouTube collecting pennies over here. But then you get into the comic store, and I love doing the comics, but more so, I'm not, as much as I love doing the comics, I don't think I'll be able to make a living on the comic stuff. And maybe I'm not optimistic enough. I know that other people have been able to do it, or do a combination of YouTube and comics, and they've been very successful. Of course, your boy Zach, Ethan, and other people, but I'm not as confident that I would be able to do it. So I'm thinking I might want to look into a side job for the summer at the very least, because I want to get out of the house. But yeah, sell your work to mainstream comic companies though. I don't know, man. Assuming everything goes fine with these campaigns, I'll feel better selling it directly. I feel better doing that. But there's some comic-related sponsors. Yeah. Oh, believe me. I know. And sponsors are great. They are. They really are. But most sponsorships, it's all about the free stuff that you can get from them, less about really the money that you get from them. I do know that there's a lot of people on YouTube who get sponsors to sponsor each of their videos, and they get like $100 or something directly from the sponsor for every video that they do their little in-video ad for. And that's cool. But I'm not one of those people, unfortunately. For a lot of sponsors that I do get, if I don't turn them down, if I do actually take them, it's like a one video thing. Have you considered something with Clownfish TV? They are pretty cool in their way of thinking on the comic craziness. Something? Have I considered something? I assume you mean doing something, like a collaboration. I mean, I'm here, but I'm not really sure if Clownfish TV is really that interested in collaborating with other YouTubers, because I think what they have going right now, they're doing really well from what I've heard. And I'm really glad that they are, because they're cool. They're cool guys. They get their own studio cooking up their YouTube channel. It's getting the views. All the views are coming in. And they're talking about, doing more comic and animation related products, producing their own stuff, and maybe getting their own employees. And that's awesome. It's really awesome. I wish I could do that. A little bit of jealousy there, but it makes me happy knowing that other people can do it, even if I cannot succeed in doing it myself. But there's a little bit of hope that you see in other people succeed, even if you're like, wish that was me. There are comics people too. Maybe something there. You have talent. Well, I do my best. But I'm worried. I am worried that I haven't gotten the best impression across in people. I've done a lot of comics so far, right? And a lot of them are out there. But I'm always worried that the comics that I do have out there don't give a very good impression of me. My first campaign, of all things to do, I did a comic called Orgasm Girl. Maybe that's not the best impression of me, it's very worrisome. But I think this next comic that I'm working on will help get a better impression, or at the very least help for more mainstream audience, because I think most people will enjoy the next comics that I'm working on. And maybe that's the way to go. I mean, I'm not against doing a second Orgasm Girl book. I think the second one would be really funny. I think people would enjoy it. Maybe even more than the first one. Probably even more than the first one. But I'll probably hold off on doing it just so I can seem normal. Because I don't want to look like a freak. I don't want to look like a weirdo or a bad writer who's delusional. I want to try to show people the best of myself, but I'm always worried that I'm not actually showing the best that I can do. Thank you for the donation. Sagara, be more secure of yourself. I'm so picky on drawings. Keep up. Not like I'm a fan or something, but Baka. Thank you for your Sundre donation. Appreciate it. We all have first works like that. Don't worry. All artists start worse. Not even talking about my art. I mean, I guess, yeah, obviously, my art can improve. I do not deny that at all. But I was more so talking about, just writing story ideas in general. I made whole post about the blindfold and how I was considering just throwing it in the trash despite all the work that I had done on it, because I was just frustrated. It didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, and no matter how much I edited it, it didn't feel the way that I wanted it to. But at the end of the day, I just kind of forced myself to publish it just for the sake of getting it out there and having a weight lifted off my shoulders so that I could, even if that didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, I could work on the next thing, And that's kind of how I figured. But yeah, it's difficult. I want to give people a good impression of what my abilities are, but every time when it comes to actually getting there, I feel like I fall short. Sad face. But yeah. Just blow people away with your own vision. Thanks. I'm gonna do my best. I really am. So I got the cyberpunk thing in the works. I think it'll turn out really good when it's done. Right now, it needs a polish, but the bones are good. The ideas are all there. And if this art is as good as I'm seeing it in my head, it's gonna fucking blow people away. It's gonna be so good. And then the next thing I'm working on, I'll actually be drawing myself. Hey! And it'll be more cartoony, more of my style, something that I can easily do myself without having to get extra stressed. I'm trying to do a more mature style. So I can do something cartoony, draw it myself, and it's going to be more of a parody. It's going to be like very parody, like very goofy, and hopefully it'll give people some laughter. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Go. Believe me, I know of failures. We have to start somewhere, even if it looks not good in our eyes. You can still do it. Yeah, and that's really difficult to convince yourself that, even if something's not good, you have to put it out there for others to see. I have that feeling for a lot of videos I make too, where I make a video, I'm like, this sucks. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Why did I even make this video? And yeah, sure enough, I put it up and then I regret it. And then I private the video, or I make it unlisted. I usually don't private videos. I just make them unlisted. But, I make bad videos too. I make bad everything. I make bad food. I make bad videos. I make bad comics. It happens. It happens. But I also make good stuff sometimes. We just gotta find out how to do the good stuff more often, how to do the bad stuff less often, and then we'll get into that good spot. That explains the dad jokes. Shut up. The dad jokes are perfect. There's nothing wrong with making dad jokes. And bad sing. Never sing bad. I have a beautiful angelic voice. Shut it. Usually many drafts of a script until you're comfortable with it and move forward. I'm writing my first draft now. Yeah, never stick with the first draft, I say. I always write my first draft fairly quickly because I'm just getting the ideas of what scene comes next. And then after I got a general idea of what the scene will be like, I can go back and actually polish it up, change it so that the scene actually works as a story, fits with the characters and everything. I don't know why this person is spamming George Barrett the entire time. I don't know. But yes. Follow your passion. A lot of writers died thinking that they made bad books. I mean, fair enough. But, it's just one of those things where, I can be a really harsh critic when I criticize other comics on my channel. And I hope people understand that I don't give myself a pass just because it's me. I'm always really frustrated with myself when I make some mistake and I'm not sure how to fix it. I'm equally as bad on myself as I am on everyone else. So I hope people understand that I'm not just like some hypocritical jerk trashing comics. It's like, no, I have problems with my own stuff too. And it's tough. It's tough being your own critic. And then, I have to, in short, we are our worst critics. Yeah. But when I can't figure out, when I know there's a problem, but I can't figure out how to fix it, or I know there's a problem, but I'm not sure what the exact problem is. I really need other people to read my stuff. And sometimes other people just aren't available to read your scripts, especially when they're long. Nobody wants to read a long script as a favor to somebody. And editors, ooh, editors. No, a lot of them are bad. I don't like making generalizations, but a lot of editors are not very good from my own personal experiences. So sometimes it's just better to have friends read it and them give you general thoughts so that you can kind of pick apart what they told you and figure out why they felt the way that they felt. Ask questions, go back and forth. And then you can find a way to solve whatever problems that they had with your thing. But editors don't do that. Editors don't have a good conversation with you. They just kind of, I don't know. I don't like them. If editors could talk to you like that and just have a conversation about how they felt about your story, it would be so much easier. But I think that editors are scared that they're going to offend you or something by actually telling you how they felt about your story. I think that's what it is. I do. Or something. I don't know. I've just had weird experiences with them. So I've given up on editors, and I've basically just been showing friends my scripts or my drafts or my sketched out pages to get their impressions on it. And sometimes, they're always helpful, always. Sometimes I can figure out how to fix the whatever I'm working on. Sometimes I can't figure it out, and then it just frustrates me more. Do you like suggestions for your comic? Do I like suggestions? Do I have suggestions? Is that what they meant to do? Any teasers for your cyberpunk project? Crowdsource it. Yeah, it'll be on Indiegogo when I do have it together. Right now, we're just working on concept art. I'm still editing the script. So I looked for an artist extra early. And I think that it'll probably be a while that we're working on it. I'm also going to be doing like layouts myself. So it's not really a break on my wrist as far as drawing, but it's enough of a break. It's enough. It's good enough. If editors could write, there wouldn't be editors. That's a funny point. But yeah, so it'll be a while that we're working on that before we're ready to launch. I'll also be like hiring artists to do other art things like desktop backgrounds that I could sell and posters and stuff like that. Fun stuff. But I think I'll keep the campaign relatively simple. Maybe I'll sell some original art. Maybe I'll do that sketch comic thing. People liked the sketch comics last time, so maybe I could do that. But I'll think about that. I'll think about it. Man, people asking questions. I was thinking about ending the stream, and now you're asking all these questions. Man, I shouldn't have talked. That's my own fault. Plans to bring some gameplay. Oh, I do have the gaming computer. It's not really working. I just got a new controller, which is awesome, but I don't know if I can stream just yet. I'll have to figure that out. Any fanfics you like? No fanfics. They all suck. Will you test read other creators' works? Yeah, I've done that before. People have sent me their own draft comics, and they're basically just like, hey, I like your comic reviews. I was hoping that you could critique my stuff. And then they send me some of their pages and I send them an email back. Sometimes they send it to me done and they just want me to like do a video review on it. And sometimes I'm like, it would be very mean if I did a video review on this because this isn't ready, Anyway, sorry guys, I'm gonna be ending the stream. I feel bad because a lot of people are in the stream now and they weren't here when we started. Where were you guys? But I also feel bad because now everyone's all lively and asking actual questions and doing not just shit posts in the chat like you usually do. I appreciate that, guys. I do. But it's getting a little bit late. I have to go back to doing flats because I'm working on doing the flat colors for the Yo Girl pages for the campaign. So I'll be doing that tonight. And yeah, then I'll be packing my bags because I'll be going on a mini trip for the weekend, just over my boyfriend's house. Nothing crazy, nothing like Cape May, where I'll be gone for 2 weeks. So no worries. Yeah, so I'll wrap this up. Thank you guys for listening to my ramblings. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. When's the next stream? Next week. Next Friday, I believe. So that'll be good. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Till then, goodbye.